let me think about opening it.
Just go anytime you want to.
Is it on right now?
Yeah.
Alright. You want to go? Wait, can you stop over? I need it to like start when I'm ready. I don't need it just going because I see the light. Good morning, North Texas. Here we are, we're looking at the weather. We have some crazy days coming up this next week, but we're going to talk you through it and just see how it goes. Now this morning, temperatures are looking decent. We're in the low 50s or so it looks like there's a good travel this morning. No problems on the road, just a light drizzle, nothing you have to worry about. But just wait until we get to Wednesday, because it's going to get messy from there. But let's just go through the days and just talk through. Now if you look over here, you can see that there's some pressure building up. And that's not a problem over there, it's just kind of circling over here, Gulf Stream going on over here in California. But up here, if you look, there's a jet stream coming down, and it's going to start pulling down the Arctic front. And right now, you know, look up here, it's about in the teens up here. And that's no good. And that's not even the wind chills. But so starting tomorrow, we'll start to pick up in precipitation, probably around noon or so. It'll really start to fall in here in the DFW area. But by Wednesday morning, I'm not too worried about the roads Wednesday morning because it'll still be mostly rain. Maybe in the far west it'll start to turn into a freezing rain sleet mixture, but as you can see right now it's starting to move on into Wednesday. It'll start to move into our area, and that's about the time the jet stream comes down as well, and that will force the rain to turn into freezing, and that's when you start to have trouble. And so you can see here about 9 o'clock or so that morning out in our western counties, they start to mix into freezing wind, freezing sleet, rain and sleet. And then about noon or so, we start to move in the DFW area, and that starts when you might start to get some problems. Now, I don't think that there's going to be a lot of travel problems at this point, but it'll start happening. So I'm a little bit concerned about your drive home, but we'll get to that in a moment. Now as you get to round 3, you see it continues to move across the region, and then you can see this blue section. It starts to turn into snow in some areas. And that can be a little tricky because, you know, we can't drive in the snow here. It includes you Yankees. Anyway, and then it will continue to move across the area, and it'll be out of here probably by Thursday midday. But here we have a look and take a look here at the snowfall totals in the area. Over here in the west, because it starts earlier, there's going to be more sleet, less snow. So probably maybe 1 inch to half an inch, or 1.5 inches total over here. When you get the DFW area, it's going to be more because and it's going to be more about 1 to 2 inches. Maybe with some locally heavier inches up here. Anyway, but again, so we're worried about, we'll have to wait and see how the roads are on Thursday morning. Kiddos, you might get another snow day out of this. We'll just wait and see. But by Friday, I think the temperatures look like they'll be back up in the 60s. And so most of this should melt by then, and you'll be good to go, and you can enjoy your weekend a little bit, a nice warmer weekend. But we're so thankful for all of this moisture because it's so good for the drought. If you look at the lake levels, I mean, look over here. You're under 10 inches, under 9 inches, 2.5 over here in East Texas. It's going to get a ton of rain all year long. But so it's really good for the drought. But here, if you take a look at our 7-day forecast, you will see, again, here's Wednesday when it starts to get really bad. But again, by the weekend, it looks like it'll be nice in the 60s, and we'll see some sunshine, and so it's going to be great. And so there's a look at your 7-day forecast. And Chip, let's see what's going on over there in the weather. I mean, the traffic. Texas. Here we are looking at the weather of the United States. There's some cold weather coming, and it's gonna have freezing fog. And and there's gonna probably be, caught up inside for inside for a few days, So go to the store, get your food now before all the other people see this and think, oh, your milk. And so go get your milk and your bread and get some movies, or they have movie stores anymore. I don't think they do. It's gonna be fun for like the first 30 minutes, like, oh, there's snow, yay! And then it's gonna keep falling, and then you're gonna start getting depressed, and I'm sorry. I have to go to the bathroom. Let me just take a moment to talk to y'all about those of you who need to drive. I get that some of you have to drive to work. You're gonna get fired if you go to work. But there are a lot of you, and Yankees, I'm looking at you, who think, oh, I can drive in this weather, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and go. No, you can't. You cannot drive in this weather in Texas because we do not treat our roads really. I mean, they put on the show, make sure you see TxDOT out there, and say, look, we're sanding the roads. But really, it doesn't do any good. It's all for show. It's just to make people feel like we're doing something to the roads. Whereas in the north, you have like little snow bulldozer things, to push the snow out. So I know that up there, y'all up there, we're not prepared down here. So don't think that you can handle it better. Like Texas people can't drive. Like, you cannot drive on the road here. So just stay home. Seriously, stay home, everybody. Just stay home. I'm kind of running out of things to say, so I think that we'll just wrap it up here and back to the newsroom.